Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Wealth for Generations. Sorry if we had a couple technical difficulties and getting kind of started a little late today,
A
but
little late.
it's all right. It's all right. It was all for good reasons.
Most definitely.
But gosh, I'm sorry, I was trying to figure something out. I thought Jess had said she sent me something, but I don't see it. All right, so let's get started with today. Today, we are going to be talking about everybody's favorite little thing. If you're from the hood or you're from low income areas, everybody had to put in a little bit of hustle work, a little bit of side hustle, excuse me, a little side hustle money or whatever you had to do even as a little kid before you could get an actual job. You had to do a little hustle or whatever to get a little bit of money. You wanted the new sneakers or you wanted a new video game or what have you. So today's episode is going to be all about every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Sorry. No, don't come after me, Rick Ross.
Yeah, he might come after you. That was pretty bad.
Right. I heard.
That's him right there.
Is it? Oh. That dude's about his money, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he came after me for using his stuff.
He messed with Matty Ice. I think he coming. Matty Ice might be coming in again in the studio.
Oh yeah, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
He's been here once before, but
tight.
mhm.
Yeah, it was, dang. Sorry. Looking forward to that. But before we go any further, let's get a couple little introductions in real quick. Let's give a round of applause for my engineer of all engineers, Mr. Dip to the Lean.
Yo,
how we doing today, sir?
Man, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too, man. I was munching on that granola a little bit, but
I'm sure I had to eat a little bit myself. I was hungry, man.
It's pretty bomb though, right?
Yeah, it is good.
It's like a little mixture in there.
Tasty, yeah.
It's not your normal what do people say, the bird granola where it's just oats and seeds.
No, it's good, man. I like it a lot.
That one's got some more flavor and texture to it.
It's pretty good. But it's been a tough week for me, man, at work, man. I've been going through some tribulations with a couple of my leaders, man, just trying to get things the way I want them to go. I'm a really I don't know, man. I like things the way I like things, and
me too.
Having fights trying to get this lady to work with me, man. But I'm happy it's the week is over, bro.
Right. And I don't know, man. I think it might be just something in the air because I'm having situations myself. Like I'm not feeling my supervisor right now, or my salesman, like the guy that orders all the beer and stuff like that. He just always over orders, man. Like so like basically he ordered like 20 pallets, almost 20 pallets of beer yesterday, right? And normally that's something like that comes in, you're gonna have leftover pallets,
right?
For back stock to get through the weekend. It is 4th of July weekend, but I feel like there's no reason why if I got 20 pallets that come in, I still have half of them left. Like if that much stuff came in, like I should have been able to get rid of. I shouldn't have more than like, I feel like maybe 6 or 7 pallets to get me through the rest of the weekend. But anyways, I'm not a salesman. I don't know all the actual ins and outs. All I know is I feel like I'm getting overworked for no goddamn reason.
So you got to clear all those pallets out, and then they just still sitting there at the end of the week. It's like, why do we have all these damn pallets?
Yeah. And then the store managers come to me asking me questions. I don't get in trouble, but I gotta speak for the company. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, well, how come there's so many pallets? And all I can do is like, that's how much my salesman ordered. I can't do nothing.
Right.
All I can do is put out as much as you, Mr. Store Manager, provide how much area I can put I can put my stuff in. So all I can do is fill up the area that you are providing me. That's all I can do. Just fill up the shelves and fill up the displays. Anything else that's on you and the salesman. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up going part-time instead of full-time with this job, which should ultimately kind of switch my availability to. I'll be available in the mornings.
Yeah.
I'm just go, man. I've been thinking about it for like almost a year or two. I need to just buckle up and go harder on this yard work stuff, man, because it sucks, but I'm making more than twice the amount of money doing the yard work than I am with Crescent Crown. So for the lower income job to be the higher amount of hours, I'm doing it backwards. You know what I mean? I should be putting more hours into the higher paying job instead of putting more hours into the lower
Yeah,
paying
man,
job.
but that shit is hot as a motherfucker, bro.
It is, man. It is. But hypothetically speaking, I could take more days off because I'll be making so much more than if I was at Crescent.
I feel you.
And I'm not outside in the heat at Crescent, but in the back rooms, man, there's not air conditioning don't work that good in those back stock rooms. It'd be hot back there.
Come do this sales position I was talking about.
For us?
Yeah.
That's I mean, we'll talk about all that later, but that's why I was saying it's kind of crazy. Because I made this decision. I'm not even 100%. I'm like 85% that I'm gonna go part time. But there's other things that are already coming into play that it's like, man, if I do go part time, all this stuff, I'll be able to do all this and it'll work out perfectly. So it's like I'm real big on the universe, and I feel like the universe is trying to push me towards a certain way right now, and part of that is going part time so I can be more available for Habari and for my independent incomes.
Right.
Because that's the biggest thing right now is I'm putting in all this overtime at this other job, which is taken away from me being able to work my independent stuff, you know?
Oh yeah. Where mommy go?
But yeah, let's get into the first part of this little thing. I swear Jess told me she sent me the health is wealth, but I can't find it, man. I thought she emailed it to me. So I think we're gonna be skipping the health is wealth today. But there is a big announcement though I have for Moss Boss that we're gonna hold till the end.
Oh, okay.
A nice announcement. I mean, some of y'all might already kind of guessed it, but it's I'm making the official announcement because she told me it was official. So but we're gonna jump into asking the masses. We're gonna go ahead and skip that health is wealth. But if you guys are in the mood for some sea moss, go ahead and check out Moss Boss Organic Sea Moss Enriched Gel. You can find her on Jessica Marrero on IG or on Facebook. That is who sponsors the Health is Wealth. But today we're going to go ahead and skip that one. And we're going to go straight into Asking the Masses. So today on Asking the Masses, I threw it up on the social of medias once again. So maybe we can get some insight and see what some of the people said as far as reactions to the question. But the question is, do you have a side hustle or at least more than one income, and why? So how about you, Dip? Do you got a little side hustle or there's more than one? Well, I mean, I don't know why I'm actually asking because I already know. I mean, I'm sitting here at your extra income side job right now, working with you right now. But do you happen to have anything going on besides Habari though, as far as another source
Hell
of income?
no, I could
No.
not imagine doing anything else. This takes all
Yeah,
my
this
time.
one's a big one, man.
Yeah.
It's a big side hustle.
So I mean, no, but I've always been a hustler. So I've always known. I mean, you in this day and age, you just can't live off one income, man.
Yeah, man, it's
You have
crazy.
to have several
Crazy.
incomes coming in, man.
Unless you're single and you're a super minimalist,
It's real, man.
there ain't no way you can't
No
even
way.
have a pet.
No, it's tough, bro. I mean, the way things are going and how expensive rent is and food, and you know you want to do your little extra activities. This is all expensive, and you gotta have a little bit of extra income coming in just to be able to stay afloat, man.
Right,
and not lose yourself.
I bet you all these next few summers and stuff coming up, all these hiking trails and parks are going to see a lot more traffic.
Yeah,
a lot because everybody's broke
as fuck, man. But you know that's why we're seeing the uptick of homelessness. That's why we're seeing so much, especially here, because They're not doing anything to make any affordable housing, and they just making everything priced out of the. I mean, most people are being priced out, as I would say, so they can't even afford rent. Man, one bedrooms are going for $1,300-$1,400 nowadays.
Man,
That's ridiculous, dude.
that's Christopher Bridges, man. Straight ludicrous.
That is crazy, dude.
Straight ludicrous.
It is.
Man, like I remember, I want to say when I had my one bedroom, I think I was paying like something.
7, right?
I was paying like 7 something, I think.
That's what I was paying. I remember I had mine back in the day. I was paying $650, $700, man.
And then I had my electricity, but I used the Empower card.
Right. So you went and swiped, put your little $15 on there.
Yep. Mute this part, mom.
Right.
But so sometimes I would be like, if I knew my stuff was low, I was like, man, I ain't really got the money to put another $20-$25 on my electricity right now. And I used to just be out there running the streets, hustling and everything like that. So on those nights, I was like, you know what? I'm an all-nighter tonight. I ain't even gonna go home. I was an extremist too. Like when I would leave the house, computer, TV, lamp, all that stuff getting unplugged. All of it. Everything. Only thing I left plugged in was the counter, because I had the Empower box.
What about the refrigerator? You didn't plug that, did you?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't unplug the fridge. But everything else though, everything else except for the fridge and the power box, man. I unplugged all that shit. But I had myself like low, man. I was paying like nothing on electricity. But I was, like I said, I was single,
right?
No responsibilities as far as people under me or anything like that. It was just me. I had 2 jobs, 3 jobs technically. But yeah. That was a good point in my life because I was at that point where it was like I was satisfied with my living situation, and I had 3 jobs technically, and the third job, the side hustle, it was involved in like the clubs and bars and stuff. So it was almost like I was going out and working and getting paid to have fun. And then my second job, because I count for all y'all, if y'all go way back there, shout out to all my Sliders peoples. But that was a side job I had for a few years, was this place called Sliders right outside the baseball field. I think it's called like Third Base or something like that, or something. But yeah, man, if you ever seen the movie Waiting, all you Waiting fans?
Never heard of it.
Oh no, oh man,
Waiting to Exhale.
What was that?
Waiting to Exhale.
No, it's totally different.
Which was filmed in Phoenix, if you didn't know.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I know Tombstone. I know that one.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Tombstone was filmed out here. It was filmed in Tombstone. Yeah. But yeah, man, I've always had little side hustles. But we've had some people comment on the social media about their side hustles. I had my mom. Of course, she chimed in because I got to get it from somewhere.
Right.
She said she's always had a side hustle from back in the day to the beginning. And in the beginning, which I give much respect to my mother about this. In the beginning, we basically had to start over through the little separation. So, her side hustle started off as trying to provide for us. She was trying to hold down 2 boys by herself and start over. So gotta love her for that. And then she says she got addicted to not necessarily the money, but the grind and the knowledge from doing different side jobs. Because that's the one thing with me and my mom. I don't know about all you guys. A lot of people will start a side hustle or do a side job or something and just stay in the same thing. Either do something similar to what you're already doing, or you got one other skill and you're like, all right, I'm gonna just do these 2 skills. Nah, I do all kinds of stuff. My mom's done all kinds of stuff. My mom is very experienced in the legal field, from courts to correctional officers to probation. But she's also done tons of volunteer work, just all over the place. She worked for U-Haul, and same for me. Like I got a lot of experience in one thing, but I've also been all over the place too. I got another buddy that says, oh, Eddie doesn't really count. Sorry, Eddie, you count, buddy. I love you, bro, but you are an entrepreneur. You're completely independent. So all your income is side hustles, basically. But he did make a good point though, back to the knowledge thing, because he said that he has apprenticed for a couple different industries. And if you can do that, man, if you got a buddy or a friend that's doing their own business and you know you can go do some work with him real quick. He's like, hey man, I just need the extra pair of hands. I got this plumbing job. You know, he's a certified plumber. Go with him. Who knows? Next thing you know, a few months down the road, your pipes might back up. And now you know what to do. You ain't got to hire your buddy or hire a plumber to come do it. So sometimes it's not always about just making the extra money. You know, you can gain a little knowledge that can be more beneficial than just a check sometimes. But let's see. I have my other good friend from way back in the Desert Sand days, Miss Katrina Gonzalez, K14. Shout out K14 Pops. If y'all like those pop head things like this guy right here, if you guys like these, that's her side hustle. So y'all can hit her up with that. That's an interesting one. And she says she messes with Scentsy, which I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's a candle thing or something. I don't know. Jimmy Davis, multiple revenue streams are essential to working artists. You can't say that enough. All you working artists and entrepreneurs out there, that's why we're going over every day. I'm hustling today because it is essential for us entrepreneurs and artists out there. Well, let's get to question number 2 for asking the masses of today.
Mm-hmm.
We got, if your side hustle, and this one actually was a little bit more interesting than the first question, I thought. Excuse me, because I had some mixed answers. But if your side hustle began to get too busy to balance between that and your initial income, what is one reason you would not? Remember, I said you would not focus on the side hustle. So what do you think, Dip? Like when Habari gets to the point of being able to overtake the other job,
Mm-hmm.
what is something that you feel like would hold you back from making that final leap to be like, all right, I quit y'all. I'm going
Well,
100% Habari now.
number one, I mean, the number one is the financials. But
Yeah.
if it wasn't the financials, number two would be making sure that I'm covered healthcare wise.
Yep, that came up a couple times in
Yeah,
the
you want to make sure you're covered healthcare wise. And I think that would be my main thing that I would be worried about because you get those incentives, man, when you're working at these jobs,
yeah.
and when you start working for yourself, those disappear.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you
I
want to try
mean,
to make sure you remember to give yourself days off. I
yes.
mean, these are the things that you got to work in. So I would make sure that those things would be on the top of my list, man.
Yeah, for sure. And see, that's going back to what I was saying earlier about the yard thing. Like that's the kind of way I'm looking at it. If I can go do my yard job and work and make $40-$50 an hour,
Mhm.
opposed to 1875 at Crescent Crown,
Right.
I'm not gonna have to work 6 days a week anymore, because as long as those hours flip,
Hmm.
that's gonna be the most important part. The amount of hours that I'm putting in the Crescent Crown and the amount of hours that I'm putting in the yard work,
Right.
those numbers need to flip.
Yeah.
And then I can start being like, you know what? I'm gonna take a 3-day work week this week, just for no reason,
Right.
and I can get that rest. And that's kind of what it is that's pushing me to it, man. It's just I'm not getting enough recuperation time, man. We getting out so late, and then I got to be back there at the crack of dawn.
Right.
Or like I tell my lady, like I tell Jess, I wake up the sun. That's how early I got to be at work. I'm waking
Yeah.
up the sun. I'm like, hey, sun,
That sucks.
the people need light. Get up. But yeah, so benefits. That's a big one that came up a couple of times, and on the social of medias, people said that one thing holding them back would be the lack of benefits after leaving the W-2 job. Another one, Miss Katrina Gonzalez also chimed in on that one, and I totally agree. She said security, complacency, and fear, which are all 3 big hitters. You know what I mean? Because security, as far as you you being able to leave your company, and who says that you might be doing good now, but something could happen and it could tank. Someone might have been starting a face-to-face company that was getting real good and going awesome, and maybe a masseuse. You're starting a masseuse company, and everything's going great. You're making money. All of a sudden, the masseuse overtakes your W-2 job. You quit. Now you're doing it all on your own. You're 100% independent. 1 month later, COVID comes. And that's what I think she means by like security. Because even with that, you know, if you would have been laid off or something for some reason, if you're working as a masseuse for a company, at least you would have been able to collect unemployment. You know, but being that you went off on your own, in your company, you can't meet with people because it's COVID. We all on lockdown. Now you got to figure something out. So I totally agree with that. And this one is so huge and people overlook it sometimes, the complacency. I usually say that being comfortable is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because it's nice, it's enjoyable, you know? It's nice to be comfortable. Who doesn't want to be comfortable? Yeah. But there's also an addiction aspect to the comfortability.
And it's also, complacency. You know what I mean? Like you're comfortable at this level and you just
accept it. You're like, no, I'm good right here.
I hate that.
I'm complacent.
It's
I don't need to go up and I don't need to go down. I'm good right here.
It's a guy I work with, man, and he feels that way. He's like, I'm making good money. I don't have to complain about anything. I'm good here. I don't have to change anything. And dog, he pisses me off so bad.
But I bet you it goes hand in hand for him though. He probably feels like that because he feels secure there. He's probably like, you know what? I feel secure here. I'm making enough money. I've been here for the last 10 years. I've been holding it down, balancing and budgeting everything. I got this. I'm good right here at this cruising altitude.
I hate people like that. It just makes me mad, man. I don't even like talking to dude no more because I'm cool. I like him, but it's just there are things that needs to get better. Yeah. And if you think to yourself, well, I'm good and everything's good, and no reason for me to complain about anything, nothing gets get better.
Yep.
Nothing's going to get better. Everything's going to stay exactly the same because you're complacent and you're happy the way it is. So everything, we got to watch shit just falling apart. We got to watch everything just go in the trash, and you're just going to sit there and watch it because, well, I'm good. So, like, dog, I don't know, man. I hate that mentality.
Not affecting me, so
yeah, I can't stand people like that. Like it just reminds me of work because we got all these fights going on, and we got people who would just sit back and watch it and be like, "Well, I'm fine, so I don't really care."
What do you mean, like at work, people are getting into it, and people
because we got we have things that's going on, we have decisions people try to make, and maybe we're trying to get the group to go in a certain direction, and we're like, "Hey, this is the reason why we need it," but everybody's not on board. We got people who's just like, "I don't care," you know what I mean? So then when you start getting that, then the manager or the person's in charge is like, "Well, I'm just gonna make the decision myself." Yeah. And then just like, man, nah, man, I'm trying to make the decision. It's good with me.
Right.
Instead of having other people step up like, yeah, his side is great. They're just like, man. And that's whack. It's whack. Yeah. It's terrible. It's horrible.
It is.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, man.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
For real.
Don't get too complacent.
Always want to get better.
Yes.
You should always want. I'm not saying it's about greed. It's not always about greed and money.
It's not.
It's about learning new things, learning new ways to do things. Oh, I don't want to be a manager. I'm okay with being, but somebody just offered you a manager position. You gonna turn it down? Because you're like, nah, I don't want that responsibility. But dude, you have a chance to take your family to an upper echelon.
Right.
You're gonna turn it down because you're okay where you're at. I don't know. I just don't understand that.
Yeah, I would turn it down though. I would turn that shit down in a heartbeat right now.
I wouldn't turn it down.
Because at my job right now at Crescent Crown, if they also offered me a manager position, I would turn that shit down.
Well, if you don't like your job, definitely.
No, because but the reason I don't like my job is why I wouldn't take the manager position as well. We're having a real big issue with we're understaffed.
Right.
We're highly understaffed.
Right.
So if I become a manager, that means I'm gonna have even more on my workload.
Right.
And I'm already not liking my workload now. Like I'm basically carrying my whole route right now.
Yeah. I mean, the amount they paying people, man, that's the problem.
And that's the thing too. Yeah, I was talking, man. I feel like the job that I do, I should be getting at least $20 an hour.
Yeah, more. You should be getting more. It's hard labor.
No, definitely more. But I'm saying like it should be at least. Like that should be the low end.
And they don't want to pay that,
Nope.
and it's crazy. I mean, it's so many companies want to start at 40,000, from my view, 40,000 is poverty.
Mhm.
I mean, it is.
It
Dude,
is.
I struggled so hard trying to make 40,000. That dude, that is nothing. Maybe back in the 60s you were good, but 2023 you're poor
Yep. We
as
need to be
hell.
bringing in. I think I said saw or not saw. Yes, saw read. I guess whatever. Somewhere I remember viewing that I believe it's like 70 now.
Yeah,
Is what you need
60, 70. If you ain't
to
making,
be good.
especially here, you ain't making 60, 70, man. You
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 ain't
you you
comfortable.
you hurting. So
You ain't got no complacency.
right. So you mean it's tough out here, man, and this then it's like we was talking about the student loan stuff. Then you got to
Mhm.
get an education. That's the quickest way to gain more wealth and to make more money.
But it's also the quickest way to gain more debt.
Exactly. You put yourself $100,000 in debt, and then
Yep.
these people looking at you like, I paid mine, but what's the difference? The difference is my pay nowadays when I come out of college is not barely covering my rent. I can't pay my student loans because I can barely pay rent.
Mhm.
I'm not making anything. I'm not getting paid for what I did for when I came out of college. I have to work up for another job, a lower income job, until I can get enough experience to get that job.
Yeah, I never understood that. That's why earlier when I was telling you about the kitchen thing, that's why I
Mhm.
went that route because I felt like it would be stupid for me to go to a culinary school, pay $10,000,
Yeah.
and then come out and I already knew that chefs don't like a real chef doesn't like messing with green people.
Well,
Like they
yeah.
rather know you've been in the trenches, been getting your hands dirty
Right.
and getting in there. So I
But
decided to go a route where I went with the temp
yeah, so you were
agency.
learning the whole time
Yep.
and hands on.
I got
But
lucky though and found an agency though that dealt with like real chefs though. I wasn't just like, oh, these are just people who
but
been
unless
on the line and they
unless you get lucky and the top chef takes you under his wing, it's going to be hard to be a head chef of a kitchen with
Mhm.
that education base or with your background history and what you've done. So it's
Oh, me
hard.
personally?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I've
It's
I've I've been a head chef. I've been an assistant KM.
sous chefs and all that stuff.
I've been a sous chef. I've been an
That's
event
dope.
sous chef. I've
So
been
how much do they make?
event sous chef. I was making like well when I was running. I think when I was running the cafe, I was making the most. But I was still on hourly, so I was making 20. I was making 25 an hour,
Oh,
and this was I want to say like 2016. I was doing like 20 an hour, and then when I did his events, I was getting a little bit more, and then I get tips too. So, but I never sat down and really did the math to see how much I was getting a year. And then when I was the assistant KM, I actually that one kind of was an unfortunate event. I quit that place because and I don't want everybody to think I be quitting shit all the time, man. I don't be
mhm.
quitting all the time like that, okay? But I don't know if you know I'm not down with the COVID shit and I was um I was making hourly. They were trying to get me to go to salary, but it didn't make sense to me because I was putting in so much overtime. It didn't make sense for me to go salary. And then next thing I know, a couple of the servers got COVID at the restaurant,
Mhm.
and then they got all crazy and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna be enforcing masks, and the managers are gonna have to get shots." And I was like, "Peace, I'm out." I told y'all before I even got hired that I ain't messing with none of that stuff. And if it comes up, I'm out. Like, so I don't quit like that. It was already on the table. They knew the situation. If something popped off and they were going to try to enforce me to do some stuff like that, I already told them that I'm gone. Like I called my KM as soon as they told me, and he was just like, "Yep, all right, well, I guess," because he already knew. It is what it is. especially once they said that they're thinking about trying to make management take the vaccine. I was like, oh hell no. Nah. I ain't getting no damn vaccine. But anyways, we talking about every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustling. So let me give you guys these tips real quick though. If you are interested in getting another little hustle side job or something like that, I got a gem for you right now. Okay, you guys ready? You listening? What is transcribing? You ever heard of transcribing?
When you transcribe to a no, a trans isn't that like
Basically,
when you
okay.
see something that's written and you write it out for them or something?
Pretty really, really close. Basically, you translate audio or video
Yeah,
into text.
right.
So, transcribing entails listening to recorded audio or video and typing what you hear word for word. The audio files are varied and can include focus groups or market research interviews, meetings, phone calls, Zoom calls, etc. So, what kind of skills do you need to be a transcribist?
Good
Um,
typer, good listener.
yep. The top general skills were typing was the number one, spelling, grammar, careful listening, good memory, attention to detail, and then transcription is a fairly well-paying career with many opportunities. Ah man, knew I was gonna be messing up on this word this whole time, but this
Transcription.
information is awesome. Transcriptionist, there we go. A transcriptionist's salary is generally around $19.02, while an advanced transcriptionist earns around $25 to $30 per hour.
Mm,
So they're saying beginner level, you're going to be making about 19 or so. But your advanced people and your veterans are going to be making like 25 to 30 an hour.
yeah.
So you can be hired for a transcription job without any formal training or experience, but certain high-paying positions like medical or legal do require certifications. The medical field requires a one-year certification program on it or an associate's degree in medical transcription. Some companies require you to pass a test to ensure you meet their high standards. So right now, I'm just giving you guys the general information of the genre, and then I'm going to get you guys the dope information. But most transcriptionists can type anywhere between 50 to 60 words per minute. By improving your typing speed, you can get more work done in less time, which seriously increases your earning potential. So remember I said that though, not necessarily the times, but that last part. If you increase your speed of getting this work done, you can seriously increase your earning potential, okay? This episode is about the hustle, though, right? So I have stumbled across some interesting information, a couple of hacks you can use for your transcription hustle. Majority of the information I just gave you will be very beneficial to someone who doesn't know about this type of work, someone who is looking forward to getting a job and receiving a check from a company. So if you want to work for somebody as a transcriptionist, that's the information you will need, okay? You got to be able to type 50 to 60 words. You got to have those basic general skills. If you want to be in the medical or legal field for it, you do need a certification because it's just a little bit more serious in those situations. You know, you're messing with people's like prescriptions and legal documents. Okay. But if you want to just be on beginner level, you don't need any kind of requirements. No paper requirements, no certifications or anything like that. So, if you are not one of those people who are looking to work for a company, then let's talk freelance and independence, okay? Because we're about building our wealth and we're talking about hustling today. So, a couple of top freelance websites for transcription. I looked at a couple lists, and these are the top 7 that I saw multiple times on these like top 10, top 15 lists. So, number one, I have no particular order. Number one, I have Rev, REV. Number two, I have Transcribe Me. Number three is Fiverr, Fiverr. Number four is Scribby. Number five is Go Transcript. And number seven is Tigerfish. These are websites that you can use to be freelance and independent transcriptionists. So that means you do your due diligence and create your own clients and create your own side hustle. So if you want to do one client a month, you can do one client a month. If you want to try to tackle it and put yourself in a full-time position and just book yourself for the whole week, you can do just that. But I'm trying to give you this gem today because you know what? Every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustling. So this is a little something that you can do anywhere, anytime. And if you go this freelance independent route, you create your own schedule. All you need is a laptop or your phone, even if you want to get down like that. and you can be on beach, you can be in Mexico or whatever, and get some transcription in, make a little cash while you're on vacation. But let's get to the hacks, the tips and tricks. So you can go on YouTube and look for Cat Theo, Katttheo, or Jennifer Marie to get the full info about what I'm going to say right now. But let me plant some seeds for you real quick. Kat, she talks about taking your client's audio or video that needs to be transcribed and going to your YouTube account. Or you can just make a dummy one or something if you want. But you take that audio or video um, information that you have from your client, and then you upload it to your YouTube account. You let it sit for a couple of days, like a day or two, maybe 3, and then you come back to your YouTube account and come back to that video, and you can double check the video, and boom, YouTube already captioned the video for you. So you have the whole transcription, you have the whole closed caption already on the video. All you have to do now is just go in there, pull it up, just do a double check, proofread, make sure everything's correct, punctuation, spelling, computers aren't 100% all the time, and neither are we. But that can drastically shorten your time on getting these transcriptions done. So make sure you do. If you're interested, go check out YouTube Cat Theo. She has better, more detailed instructions for you. But we're trying to get through all this, so I'm just kind of skimming and planting some seeds for you. All right. But the next one, Jennifer Marie, she has a good one too. Unfortunately, I didn't get too deep into her account yet, so I didn't see how she generated the bulk of the text. But I did stumble across one of her videos, and it was very interesting to find out that Jennifer, she uses something called Chat GPT, which is one of these newer AI websites. I haven't personally used any yet, but I thought this was kind of cool, and I thought I might share it because it's the current thing right now. A lot of people are talking about it, and if you don't know about it, you're welcome. So Chat GPT, to make sure she uses it to make sure her transcriptions have perfect punctuation and spacing as far as paragraphs, indents, question marks, periods, commas, stuff like that. So, like I said, I didn't get where she gets the bulk of her text from, but she'll basically have all of her text, all of everything written out, but there'll be no punctuation. It'll just be one block of words.
Think about AI though, man. A lot of people are using it to cheat right now to write their whole papers for them. They are getting, some people probably getting away with it, but some have gotten caught.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's just I used Grammarly. That works well. There's other websites you can use to help you with your grammar. But I don't know about the AIs. It's like you
You
don't
don't know
even.
about that
It's
one?
like dog, you don't even have to think. They just do everything for you. At
Hey, man,
least come up with the
I got you
with
though.
the sentences, and then check the grammar.
Oh,
But
no, 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 no.
to
She
have
has she
them,
has she has all the words are there.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And then
these are some people are doing this though. They're using
yeah,
Chat
yeah. And just do the
GBT to do
whole thing.
everything,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. Like it's a slippery slope to even have it as an option because people start cheating, and then the system just get diluted. And I don't know, man. I think it's a slippery slope with this AI, but we're gonna see what happens,
Yeah.
man.
Kind of like the 3D printing. I've
Right.
always felt kind of weird about that one. As
Like
soon as
it's good, it's dope, and then motherfuckers making bombs and missiles and
Yep,
guns
as
and
soon as I heard people were making guns, I mean, I wasn't surprised when I heard it, but I was just like, "Oh
right.
shit,
There's
they
always a
making guns
downside to everything.
already? Like that shit's only been released for like a year and a
Right.
half. Y'all already making
And
guns with
I sure worked with this
it?"
gun nut, and he was like, "I make my guns from the." I'm like, dude, dang man, these people are crazy, dog. So it's just I don't know, man. Everything has a downside, but
Right,
you have to. How much do you want to pay? Is it worth the downside?
right. But yeah, I mean, you got options here, and I'm thinking about testing this out too and seeing if I can maybe play around with it a little bit as a beginner freelancer. I'm thinking about maybe trying to set up a like a Fiverr account or something like that and
And
try
do
to do
some
some of the
transcribing, and
yeah.
use Chat GBT. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I figure if I could, well, no, not the Chat GPT because I don't know how to use. Maybe if I take the time to learn how to use it, I don't know how to use any of that AI stuff. I haven't
It's
touched it
easy.
yet, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out.
Yeah,
But
it's probably pretty simple.
but um, but no, I was just thinking in general, just as a little side hustle, because I feel like well, not feel like I know you can do it at any time. So
Hmm.
if I just do it slowly, like maybe one or two clients a month, like I wouldn't be trying to get rich off of it. It would be something where I'm like, maybe I can make $100 a month off of it, you know. And then if I'm having a sleepless night or if I'm up late, I could just use that time to work on it. But
Yeah.
that's me. I also want to do a million other things. So we'll see what happens. But that is going to be the wealthy wisdom for the day, the hustle and hustler part of it. Um, how much time we got?
About 10.
About 10. Alrighty. So then we are going to get into my favorite segment of the show today because it's going to be a little bit longer than usual. Um, but let me get that up right there. But today we are going to be going into this segment called We Building Boy. And today on We Building Boy, we are going to be mentioning someone you guys have probably heard of before, but we're making an official announcement. We're going to be mentioning Elevated Souls today. And today we're mentioning them because they are officially announcing their full-on merger. Moss Boss and Legendary Rose have become Elevated Souls. So, in the very, very near future, fortunately, but unfortunately, there will be no more Moss Boss. So, sorry. um, so Elevated Souls, though, they will be providing fresh organic flavored sea moss, fresh pressed organic juices, handmade jewelry, natural wood earrings, and on the right day out in the valley, they may be having some bomb ass hot vegan food. Soon, I will be getting a new flyer here for my Health is Wealth sponsor because that will be officially changing as well. If you are interested in sponsoring Wealth for Generations or Habari Entertainment in general, don't be shy and you can reach out to myself or my engineer of all engineers, Mr. Dip to the Lean, or any of the other Habari soldiers out and about. But, anyways, make sure to follow Elevated Souls on Facebook and Instagram. That's Elevated Souls, ELIVE, the number 8 apostrophe D Souls, SOULS, Elevated Souls. Excuse me. And you can reach them at, if you want to email them, it is info at elevated souls, spelled the same way I just did, .com. If you would like to email them. If you need a phone number, you can reach them at 480-269-2649. And just again, I just want to give a round of applause to these two ladies out there on their grind because they every day they hustling.
Good ladies.
And I'm actually going to be going out to go meet up with my lady today after this, help her get the Elevated Souls thing going on because they're doing double duty today. They're split up, and I figured I'd go spend some time with my fiance out there in the heat, getting our hustle on. But last but not least, I don't know if you guys noticed, but oh darn, I didn't mean to do that part. We are there. We are right mother freaking there. Mothership. This is the last and final word for the raffle. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready? I don't know why my computer's tripping. So if you are an entrepreneur, business owner, and you would like to be highlighted on the show or offer an item to raffle off, please contact me, Elijah Lee, at Facebook at Elijah DLK Lee. Or you can find me on Instagram at Elijah_M_Lee. So this is the final of the 4 episodes. I will be announcing a special word every time, and this is going to be the last one. All you have to do to enter the raffle is to wait for the special word. You can go back to the other 3 episodes, and you have a chance to enter 4 times total. Go back to the other one so you can get the other 4 words. Excuse me. And then you could be entered in to win a free 2-week supply of sea moss. That's that flavored, enriched sea moss gel, organic, baby. That's $25 value of some great nutritional stuff for gratis. Gratis para mi español amigos. Gratis, gratis. So, you guys have to until next Saturday to enter, which let me double check real quick. What is that? What is that? Next Saturday is the 8th. So you guys have until July 7th to enter. No more entering after July 7th. So you have that much time. You can go back and catch the other episodes if you want to enter 4 times. But without any further ado, let's do the last and final word for the raffle. What's it going to be? They're all mutants and superheroes connected to Mr. Wolverine. And today, the last and final mutant is a fellow Canadian, Alpha Flight, which I don't even think I remember this guy.
That's a whole group.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a group. They're a Canadian group. Vindicator, although Pug, they're in Alpha Flight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's a good word though.
I don't even know his group.
Alpha Flight, he was part of it.
I haven't been through this whole book yet.
Yeah, Alpha Flight raw.
They look raw though. That dude, the leader dude, look like a handful.
Vindicator, yeah.
Is that who it is? The dude that's got the
white
that's
and
why.
red.
Yeah, because he's got the little maple leaf on him. Yep. That's why I was like a Canadian.
The short dude, Pug. Yeah. Then Sasquatch, the big orange dude.
Yep. They got Sasquatch too right there.
I know. Snowbird.
There they go.
Yeah, that's a nice group.
But yeah, so I'm sorry. It's not a person. The last word is a group, mutant group. They look like some BAs, some badasses. Alpha Flight. ALPHAFLIGHT. Alpha Flight. And if you want the other words,
gotta watch the other episodes.
Yep, you gotta go back to the other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The other words. But you get to enter 4 times total. So if you get those other words, you get that much better of a chance of winning. All right. And you can contact me through Facebook or Instagram in order to enter. Just need your first and last name, and then the word or words that you got, and then your email, just in case you miss when you win. I can email you and still make sure I get you your stuff. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. I want to give a shout out to my engineer of all engineers, Mr. Dip to the Lean.
Yo, good show, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Other people need to look at you as an inspiration, Patrick Exel.
I didn't say it, but I'm saying this though. Peace.